When was your gut feeling actually right? I was 14 when I saved my entire swim team. Nobody questioned our new coach, Mr. Patterson. He was enthusiastic, knowledgeable, and promised to take our mediocre team to state championships within one season. So when he announced a special training camp at his family's lake house, everyone was thrilled. This is how champions are made, he said confidently. Intensive weekend training with just our core team of 12 swimmers. The camp sounded perfect. Private lake, professional equipment, focused training. The best part? No parents allowed. Distractions ruin athletic focus, Mr. Patterson explained. Trust me, I've trained Olympic hopefuls before. Something about this felt wrong. Mr. Patterson had appeared suddenly when our old coach retired, and no parents seemed unusual for an overnight trip. That violated every school policy I knew about. I almost stayed quiet, but during practice I mentioned my concerns to my teammate Sarah. You worry too much, she said. It's just intensive training. Elite athletes do this stuff all the time. But why no other coaches or staff? And why such secrecy about the location? My teammate rolled her eyes. Because parents interfere with serious training. This way, we can actually improve without distractions. I decided to investigate quietly. First, I checked with the athletic department secretary. Which facility is Mr. Patterson booking for our training camp? I asked casually. She looked puzzled. What training camp? That was concerning. If it was official, the department would definitely know about it. Next, I looked up Mr. Patterson's credentials online. His bio claimed he'd coached Olympic athletes for 15 years. But when I searched for his name with Olympic coaching, nothing came up. No results, no photos, no articles. For someone with that level of experience, there should be some public record of his achievements. I started paying closer attention to his behavior. He never interacted with other coaches, always arrived right before practice and left immediately after, never attended school meetings or athletic department functions. 2 days before the camp, I noticed something really strange. Mr. Patterson was loading cases into his van after practice. They looked like camera equipment, not swimming gear. Why would he need cameras for training? That night, I called the county records office about the lake house address he'd given us. Hi, I'm confirming the address for Patterson's property on Crystal Lake, I said. Sorry, no property registered to Patterson there. My stomach sank. I showed everything to my parents. The fake credentials, the unregistered property, the suspicious equipment. Dad immediately called the police. Mom contacted our principal's emergency line at home. The next morning, officers were waiting when Mr. Patterson arrived at school. Turns out Patterson wasn't his real name. He had no coaching credentials, no background check, and wasn't authorized to work with minors. Those camera cases contained recording equipment and other disturbing materials. The lake house address was actually an isolated cabin he'd rented under a false identity for purposes that had nothing to do with swimming. When police searched his apartment, they found detailed files on each team member, including photos he'd taken without permission and personal information he'd collected through fake permission forms. The school tried to keep details private. They told parents it was a credentials issue and potential safety violation, but our team knew the truth. 12 of us had nearly walked into a nightmare.